In this lecture, we're going to talk about a very impressive topic in Python, which is loops. Loops are everywhere in the programming. If you want to learn programming, you need to understand this concept clearly. So let's take a look at how loops work in Python. Sometimes executing only one statement is not enough. You need something that is executed several times. In this case, we can use loops. Using loops, we can execute a particular block of code until the certain condition is met. For example, now let's say you want to print out all the numbers from 1 to 10. Some people may do it in stupid way. For example, if you want to print numbers from 1 to 10, some people may do it just like this. You start with print statement, then specify 1, duplicate it, print 2, duplicate it, print 3, duplicate it, and print 4. In order to stop this stupidity, you can use the while loop. Now it would be useful to be able to print 1 to 10 numbers in just 4 lines. Now there are two primitive loops in Python. First is while loop and second is for loop. Let's start with a while loop. So I'm going to create a simple example to understand how while loop work in Python. So here I'm going to create x variable and I'm going to specify value to it 1. Now I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. So I'm going to say here while is a keyword, and I'm going to use this keyword to start the while loop, and then I'm going to specify here expression. I'm going to say here x is greater than or equal to 10, then I want to execute this while loop block. So I'm going to specify here colon to indicate this is the while block. I'm going to add indentation here, and then here I'm going to say print x, just like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just inform while loop to execute this while block until we have x is equal to 10 or less than 10. And just out of this print statement, I'm going to say here x plus equal to 1. Using this assignment operator, I'm going to add 1 in this x variable one by one. Now let me first execute this statement and show you the result. When I execute the statement, you can see you have 1 to 10 value. Now let me explain these statements. Now when you execute the statement, Python will start from the top, initialize this x variable, then execute this while block. In this while block, I'm going to specify x is less than or equal to 10. Python check this expression. If x is less than or equal to 10, while loop will execute this while block. When you execute this while block, it's going to print this 1, and then I'm going to add 1 in this x variable. At this time, we have 1 in this variable. Now, when I print 1, I'm going to add 1 in this x variable. So now we have 2 in this x variable. When the while loop execute this last statement, it's going to turn back to the top right here and check the expression again. Here he check x is less than or equal to 10. Now we have 2 in this x variable. So it's going to check 2 is less than or equal to 10. He met the expression and return true. Execute this print and print the value 2 and execute this assignment operator. Here this statement is going to add 1 in this x. So now we have 3 in this x variable. So once the Python execute this last statement, the Python turns back to the top right here and check the expression again. The Python execute this while loop until he met the condition false. So when x is equal to 11, the while loop is going to return false and terminate this loop. Every loop is going to terminate only if the expression return false. Otherwise, the loop continues and iterate until he finds the false value in this expression. So when x is equal to 11, this expression return false. Now here we use logical operator to check x is less than and equal to 10. If the condition is met and return true, it's going to execute this block. Otherwise, return false. And when the condition return false, it's going to terminate this while loop. You can notice we increase the value of the x variable by 1. This statement is necessary because when the while loop execute its last statement, it's going to turn back to the top and execute its expression again. If you remove this expression from this while loop, this expression will never return false and this iteration will continue. In that case, your program will crash. So keep in mind you need to take care of these expressions. So with the help of while loop, you can create such an amazing program. For example, let's say here I'm going to create a variable name is equal to and specify empty string here. Now I'm going to just add here while not, I'm going to add logical operator not, and then I'm going to specify here variable name. Now in this while loop, I'm going to just add name is equal to input, and in the single quote I'm going to say please enter your name, just like this. And then I'm going to just print welcome and then print the user name, just like this. Now when I execute this statement, you can notice the importance of while loop. Now when I execute the statement, it's going to ask me to enter my name. I'm not going to specify anything here. I'm going to just press enter. It's going to just loop again and execute this while loop and ask your name again. Let me just specify my name here. I'm going to say here daily and then press enter. Now when I enter, you can notice the program is now terminated. The while loop is now terminated because we have value in this name variable. If you leave this name variable as it is, the while loop execute until you specify something in this name variable. Let me show you. When I execute the statement, and let me just leave this name variable as it is. When I press enter, it's going to ask me to enter my name again. I'm going to press enter again. He again asks me to enter my name. So this while loop is going to iterate and ask me my name until I specify something to this variable. So when I specify my name to this variable, just like this, the while loop terminate, and you can see we have a message welcome daily. So that's super easy to work with while loop. I hope you understand how while loop work in Python. Now for an exercise, you need to print 1 to 5 value on the terminal. In the next lecture, we'll talk about for loop.